And we're back. All right, today's video, we're going to, hopefully don't have any issues, we're going to put on that Memphis Shades El-Paso windshield. Again, these fairings are worthless. And it even has the 5.5-inch windshield. It's ineffective. Why Harley ever decided to put something like this on here is beyond me. And you can see why so many people end up swapping out to bat wings or the Street Fighter type fairing with the real tall windshield, or regular windshields like I'm going to put on. So, again, why Harley did that, I'll never tell you. Alright, so the first order of business is going to be putting a fan on because it's 90 degrees. Let me do that first. Let me get some air flowing in here. Alright. Alright, so first thing we got to do is remove this fairing. So there's two clips on the inside. And it just pulls off. So this is your clips. They lock in place. You just pop those and it comes off. So that's that. And the only issue I'm going to have is I have no place to hang this damn thing. So I'm going to have to find a safe spot to lay it for now. And we'll go back to our trusty moving blankets. Because I'm not going to sell the fairing. I know a lot of the guys yank them off and they end up selling them. I don't sell my stuff when it comes off because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I may end up putting it back. So who the heck knows, you know? Alright, so next order of business, I'm going to wipe these down real quick. And then we'll take out the hardware for the Memphis Shades. So let me just get my spray here. Let's see what I want. That's what I want. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Just going to wipe down the forks with some bug and tar remover real quick. And then we can go ahead to start unpacking this stuff. And hopefully it goes on without a problem. It should. I mean, I literally just put the one on the Sportster, the same setup, other than the clamps were already on there for the gauntlet fairing. So, just wipe this down real quick. It's clean for starting working with. Okay, that'll work. Bike needs to be fully detailed. I still haven't done it yet. I washed it and waxed it, but actual detailing needs to be done. All the aluminum needs polishing. So, chrome needs polishing and everything like that. So, alright, very good. That's close enough just to give me a clean surface for putting the clamps on. So, that goes back there. Alright, let's get this windshield out. So here's the quick bracket kit. As I mentioned in the video when I unboxed it, it's MEB2047. And you have 4 clamps that hook to the forks. And then you have your brackets that hook to the windshield, so it's quick detach. And they give you the Allen keys too that you need to put it together. So first thing we're going to do is get this unpacked. Well, let me get my other moving blanket ready. Put this over here. That can go there, and I'll bring you guys over here with me where I'm working. So, let's do this. And we'll start unpacking these parts. Down, there you go. Now you can see what we're doing here. Come on. Really? There, now we got the zoom going on. Alright, time for a razor blade. Move this fairing again. Move it a little bit further back from where I have to walk. Gotta figure out some way to start hanging this stuff up on the wall, because I have so many detachable parts it isn't funny. Alright, let's see. That. Toolboxes here. Trying to find my razor knife that I like to work with. This should be it. Okay. This is what we want. All right. Now these blister packs, what I went through with the Sportster setup, it's a bit of a pain in the backside trying to get all these things out of the plastic the way they do it. So I'm gonna go careful because I don't want to scratch the black polished parts. You know, the black parts. Because I ordered black because I wanted black. All right, come on. So here we go right there. So basically you just loosen this, you open the clamp, put it around the fork leg. We'll have to figure out which one's probably going to be this one or actually the outer one, because they're 41 millimeter tubes on the forks. So figure out what we got. Alright, that's the next one. Let's work our way to the back here. I said in the Sportster video, I guess they have to seal these things like this because of theft, hanging on the walls, I guess in stores, so they really vacuum seal the hell out of them. Makes for a pain in the backside trying to get them out of the packaging. Alright. And even though I've done this probably a dozen times, I'll look at the directions, because it may actually have in there where it needs to be for the clamps. It may tell me what position to put them in. There we go. And that's the trigger lock right there. You pull the trigger, open that up. That's good. Go to the next one here. Like I said, they do seal them good. No two ways about that. I mean, it's so tight on there. Come on. Wow. That cut. Yeah, there we go. Finally. There's the plates. Get the rest of these clamps out. All right. They give you a real long Allen head, I guess, so you can get back into the clamps to adjust it after the windshield's on. Because you don't really tighten everything down because you have a lot of adjustments with the Memphis Shades windshield, forward and backwards in the brackets. You can see that right there. That's your adjustment in and out. So the way I have the Sportster one is the bottom's all the way in, the top's all the way out, so the windshield is standing up a little straighter. That helps to block more of the air, especially when you're on the highway, doing 75, 80. And I'll tell you, this Sport Glide goes nice, man. I'll tell you what, that M8, smooth running engine, no doubt about it. All right, Allen head one, and there you go. So they give you this long one so you can get in to adjust it after everything's installed on the bike. So, all right, everything's laid out here. Let's see what we got here. See if it tells us the position that we want to be in. My instructions, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, blah, blah. We know all about that. We know all about that. Yep, we know all about that. To the rear slot thing. Okay, so it's not telling me which one it should be in. It's just hit or miss. Guess which one you need. So, how do they want it? Okay. So what we're going to do is take these out. run the Allen heads out first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of them to figure out which position, 4 slots. So we'll figure out which slot we need to be in, and then we'll slide it back together and go from there. So once we do one, then the rest will fall into place. So let's move you back over here. All right. Let's see where we're at. Okay. You guys can see what I'm doing here. All right. So basically this adjustment they want to the outside on these. Now, get this opened up. It's going to ride like that. So let's see which position we need to be in, and then we'll rotate it back where we want it. Looks like the second one is going to be what we're after. So we're going to take this, slide it into the second position, and we'll see what we got. Oh, don't want to go that way. Let's try going from the top down. How are we looking there? Okay, that looks... Maybe let me try the next one. Try the next one. It doesn't have to be like killer tight, you know. You want to have it tight, but you don't want to clamp it too tight to where you break the... You actually break your clamp, your bracket. So, let me get this started here. There we go. Okay. Now... Yeah, see, that's too loose. So that's in the second from the front position. So that's sliding. Once I tighten that down, the clamps butted right up against it. It's not going to work. So we have to go back to that second from the rear. So 1, 2, that's the one it needs to be in. So get this back apart, and we'll adjust it. So that's the position that we want right there. So that way when we clamp that down, that's going to be tight and it's not going to move. So now we'll get the Allen head started here. Always again by hand. We get the wrench. Just want to get it started without stripping. Go. So now that's started by hand. So, and we'll slide that down. So again, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 positions. We're going to be the second one over. So that's that right there. All right, let's get the next one. And we'll do the same thing. Open it up, open the clamp up, stretch it out a little bit. Let's get the Allen head bolt out. Okay. And then again, let's stretch it out a little bit so we can get wrapped around there. Now we'll go around the fork. Let me set this down so I don't lose it. And put the other half on. And again, it's in the second position. Come on, baby. Slide in there. There we go. Whoop, too far. Okay. So that's in the second position, and we're going to do the same thing. We'll get the Allen head bolt started, again by hand. And you hold it so it's going straight. Don't let it go cockeyed. If it goes cockeyed, you're gonna strip it out. Okay? So we'll run this in snug, just enough to where we can still move it. That's why, again, they give us that long one, so you can turn the bars. All right, that's that right there. So that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a plate. Should be this one, so it's pitched to the inside. And we're going to line up the clamp before we do anything else, and then we'll go to the other side and line those up. Because then once we have the windshield on, we'll have everything in place. All right, so there. All right, so that's kind of how it's going to be, except for, again, we'll loosen this and we can set the pitch. But for right now, I'm setting the spacing on the clamps itself. So this way now those clamps are kind of where they kind of where they need to be. So what we're going to do is we'll get the other side on there started, and then once that's started, we can go ahead and put the windshield together. So now we'll come over to this one. Get you set up on this side so I can get it squared away. All right, so we know second position, that's where we need to be. See, that's the other thing too, like these are loose enough to where, let's see, are we seeing what we're doing here? Let's see. So I have these snug, but at the same time loose enough to where not only up and down, but I can move them in and out. So once we mount the windshield, okay, it's probably gonna sit about like that. And then these clamps are gonna be to the outside, these brackets that, you know, again, for pitch. So, all right, let's get to the next one. Get the other clamp. We'll go for the next two. Get them started. Get the bracket on. And then, like I said, we still, you know, we gotta put the brackets to the windshield, so it's ready to go. But at least now we know what we're working at and how things got to be lined up. And we're going to use the seat as a bench. Okay, that's that. Bend this out a little bit. And then again, open that up so you don't scratch anything. And let's get over here. Let's get this, again, second position from the back. There we go, like so. There we go. Swing it around. We're going to pinch it closed so we can get the Allen head bolt started by hand. Again, this is done so it goes straight. You know, again, you don't want to, because it's all aluminum, you don't want to go crooked. Like it's trying to do on me. There we go. Now we got it. Now we got it started. Okay, make sure the clamps are lined up properly. And again, we're just going to lightly tighten it. We still got plenty of movement. Let me loosen that a little bit because I'm having issues up and down. There we go. That's what we want. All right. Get the last one on. Come on, out you come. Very good. Allen head. Again, we're going to hold that tight, spread that a little bit so it's bent. So we can hook on there. That goes around the forks. That one, and we'll slide it together. Like so. And then again on the back side, you're just going to squeeze it to line it up and start the Allen head screw. And then once I have it all done and lined up, I got to put a little bit of Loctite. So what I do is I back them out one at a time. If you watch my Sportster install, you'll see where I backed them out one at a time to get them to start. Come on. Yeah, see, this one doesn't want to start. There's a little bit of a troublemaker coming apart. Okay, did that get you? That got it. All right, very good. Again, always start them by hand because, you know, you don't want to strip out the aluminum. And, you know, aluminum strips so easy, it isn't funny. All right, let's get this other one on. This will set the spacing of our brackets again. And that's that one. Slide that down a little bit. Let's get into place. Very good. All right, so that's basically set. Now what I got to do is I have to assemble the windshield. Take this out of the box. MEP 5279. So we're going to come over here, set it. I'll bring it back over here where I'm assembling. And then once we get it assembled, get the plates on it, we'll come back and we'll set the rest of our alignment. And again, what I like about this is it's quick detach. If you want to run without your windshield, you can. All right, so before I go any further, my hands are dirty. I don't want to get it on the new windscreen. I'm going to throw a pair of gloves on. So this way we're touching the windscreen with cleaning gloves instead of dirty hands and putting smudges all over. All right. Back lays there. Leave on that. Bring that there. Okay. And we'll bring you back over. We're going to bring our trigger lock plates back, and we'll put this windshield together. Okay. And put you down there. Very good. And we're 20 minutes so far into it. Not too bad. Not too bad. Rolling right along. Again, it's... Come on. There we go. So again, this is your trigger locks. They're gonna bolt on like that. Okay, not gonna be like that because obviously you see the angle. It's pitching the wrong way. So that's that side, and this one's this side. So what we do now is take these Allen heads out here. That actually has a little mark on it. I didn't notice. It was in the package like that. So I'm going to run these out first because what you have to do is you have to put the rubbers through the windscreen. They're like little gaskets. Snug it up so you don't bust your crack your new windshield. Okay, very good. That's these right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to kind of squeeze it like that, run it through the windshield. And then what I do is I kind of rotate it as I'm pulling it through. And usually that gets it all right into place. Pull it. There we go. That's one. And let's go for the next one here. And you can see these are keyed, so when they go in, they can't turn. Once you tighten them down, they're not going to budge. And again, I go back one at a time, and I put a little bit of blue Loctite on each one so they don't vibrate apart. All right, again, we're going to squeeze it through the hole here, and then twist as we're pulling. And rotate it like so. Pull it through. And there we go. There's the next one. So that side's set. Okay, let's take our... That goes through the key, like so. And we'll stand it up on its side, usually how I do it. Push this one in. And we'll get an Allen head bolt started here. And we'll get the other one going. Easier said than done. Doesn't want to start. Yep, can't even see it. Nope. Okay. Well, that ain't working right now. Come up like this. I think I can't see. I didn't have enough light on the angle there for my eyes to see where the heck it's at. Now I think we got it. Did we? Get it started here. There's not much that actually runs its way through. So, and that is not wanting to start. What am I doing here? Oh, okay. It's pitching backwards on me. There we go. Okay, now we got it. That's one. Give me back my damn wrench. That can go there. This is the keyed position. That one goes there. This goes here. That's the one that's got the scratch on it. So I'm going to take a black marker and I'll just touch it up with a black marker. All right, there's one side. Just snug enough. Not tighten them. You can't over tighten them the way it's designed. So I don't have to worry about that. But I don't want to wrench it down yet because, like I said, I have to line everything up. Let's get this side apart. There we go. That's that. It's like 100% humidity today too. So, but I got to get this done because I actually want to take a trip on this soon. So I'm trying to get everything set up that I need to do so I can actually take it away for a weekend. All right. Okay, and we're going to put the rubbers in the other side. Again, we're going to grab them from the back and you just spin them. And as you're spinning, they usually yank their way through. There we go. That one. And we'll get the other one here. Try pulling that one from that side. There we go. All right, very good. Crank it around. Let's see. Plate. All right. And get our front piece. So again, line it up. Really? Gloves are good to work in, but also can be a pain in the backside. Alright, let's get this lined up again. That's that. This goes here. And then we'll run the screw in by hand. Again, you always want to do this by hand so you don't cross-thread the aluminum. Can't say it enough, because it'll cross-thread so easy. Let's get it back in here. There we go. Come on. There we go. Get this. Just about ready to go on the bike. Do our lining up here. Okay. And again, you don't want to tighten them. You're just putting it to where we can still move everything. Because you want to be able to move stuff around. That's that. Come on. There we go. Now it's movable. All right, let me take you back to the bike. In the home stretch now. What are we at? We're at 28 minutes. Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit. I'll actually zoom out a little bit. Very good. Like that right there. Pull you back. All right. Now we're like that. Bring these lined up where we want them. Get the windshield. We'll pop the windshield on, and then we'll set the rest of our angles and up and down and exactly where we want it. So we're going to come in, line up with your brackets, like so. Get this one spun around. There we go. And now, slide this clamp down. That one, this one, that one's in place. Get this other one in place. Come on. Crap's blowing all over the place. There we go. All right, now that's lined up, but what we got to do is, you see we're right on top of the headlight here. So now we got to come up, bring this side up. See, well, now that it's in the clamps, you can move the whole thing as one piece. So it looks like we're going to be almost right to the top. Yeah, we're just about right to the top of the forks, to the triple tree here. So we're going to come down a little bit, right to the top of the headlight is where I want it. So that way that gap right there is good to go. So that pretty much is how we want it set. Now it's just a matter of setting the angle. Okay, tighten it down here. Now you can see it, how tall it is. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to tighten the clamps to the point basically where I want it first. So, but before I do that, let me tighten this, tighten the windshield down. Again, you can only go so tight with these. The way it's designed, you can't crack it, you can't break it. Come on. This is made a little bit too big. The other side goes perfectly into the Allen heads without an issue. All right, very good. So right now that's snug. So what we can do is set the pitch. Before I do that, I'm going to tighten the clamps down and then we'll set the pitch. So that's why they give you this nifty long one. So you can get up inside to tighten them down. So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn the bars. Like so. Bring you around here, I'll show you. There's your clamps right here. So let's snug these down so we don't move accidentally. I don't know if there's actually a torque value on this. I didn't see anything in the directions. I don't remember anything ever being a torque. So I kind of just go to snug. Again, we're going to put blue Loctite on them. I'll back them out a little bit, put the Loctite in between here, let it run down, and that'll take care of that. All right, so these are just, I'm just going to snug again. Once I put the Loctite, that'll be the end of it. So what I got to do now is crank it to the other side. We'll tighten the other clamp down because we definitely don't want them to move while we're adjusting the windshield itself. So what I did was I have, like, when I did the brake flush, if you watch that video, you see a bungee cord. I run a bungee cord to hold the bar straight while I'm working on the front of the bike. All right, let's crank this one down. That turned a little bit on me. It did, so straighten it back out. All right, let's go back to snug. Very good. Snug. Snug. All right, very good. Now we got that snug. So there it is. Now I can set the pitch by, you loosen these. Like so. Get the other side. Get this loose. Come on. This wrench, like I said, the one side is made bigger than the other. All right. So now what we can do is we can pitch the windshield forward and backwards. Okay? That's what it does. So I'm going to lay it back. I think I want to set it. Make sure we're staying in our clamps. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to lay it back a little bit. I think like that right there. What happens, I'm up on the jack, and being on the jack, I can't really see where I want it right now. So I'm just going to lay it back a little bit. Again, everything on this is going to get blue Loctite. I'll back them out, Loctite them, and then put them back in place. But I think that's where I want it. I want it kind of pitched back. So I probably can loosen the clamps and lower this again a little bit to close that gap up. Come on. This Allen wrench, like I said, it's not made the way it should be on the one end. It needs to be filed off a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Get that? Yep, that can come off. All right, very good. So that's kind of where I want it pitched to the back. So what I have to do now is I'll lower the bike down off the jack. Right now that's snug. And we'll see where we're at pitch-wise. So I'm going to turn you off for a second while I get it off the jack. All right, so now it's down off the jack. And what I did was I sat on it. It's pitched back too far for me, so I'm going to bring it back forward, similar to what I had to do with the Sportster. I'll just crack these loose so it'll pivot. And we're going to bring it back forward a little bit. Come on. This freaking wrench is out of hand. Okay. So now what I want to do, I'm going to pivot it forward. That's too far. I want to go about halfway. That's all the way back. That's all the way back. Now, I want to come forward just about halfway. Slide that back. There we go. Right about there. Make sure I'm lined up here. What I'm doing is I'm looking at the end of the clamp. I'm trying to put these bottom ones right to the end of the clamp. Like so. Alright, I'm going to tighten this. Snug. Just snug enough. There we go. Now I can work with the top ones. Give me back the freaking wrench. See? Now I can work with this. So I think right where I had it, by pitching that out, I think is right about there is perfect. So let me run this down to snug so it doesn't move. And we're going to check and see what we got. Just like so. Alright, now come around, get on the bike, and we'll see where we're at. Yeah, that's better. So all I got to do now is I'm going to loosen the clamps, and I want to lower it back down to the headlight bucket. And that'll be right where I want it. So let's see, where are we at? Looking good here. So again, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the bars, I'm going to loosen the clamps, and we're going to lower it right to the top of the headlight bucket. That way there's no air gap there. So, do this. So this one. Okay, go to the other side here. Step in front of you, sorry. Back around here. Good there. Let's get this one loose. Okay, let's see now. Move. Yeah, there we go. Okay, very good. So now you see it's right to the top of the bucket. The pitch is pretty much where I want it. I don't think I'll have to change that again. So that's where we're going to leave it. That should be perfect. Double check our angles here. Yeah, see that's going to be perfect. Looking just over, you're supposed to just look over the top of the windshield, and I'm looking just over the top of it. So let's tighten these back down. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm going to put the blue Loctite, but I'm not going to make you suffer through that. All right, in any case, that is the installation of a Memphis Shades windshield on a Sport Glide. And this is, again, is a 17-inch El-Paso, same one I'm running on the Sportster out there, which I find perfect, and I'm sure it's going to be perfect for this bike also. If not, I'll just spring for another windshield, but I'm pretty sure the El-Paso is going to do the trick. I actually had one of these. I had a wide glide back in 2011, and this is the windscreen that I ran on that. So, all right, so we're just going to double check our measurements here, make sure everything's good. Everything's good. That's it. I'm going to Loctite it and be done. All right, in any case, as always, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and please make a comment if this video has helped you in any way, as it does help me with YouTube's analytics. All right, thanks again. I'll see you guys in the next video.